Welcome back to the Generation Esports Report. I'm Coach Alney.
And I'm Gracie Starr.
And we have a very exciting episode planned for you today.
As always, we'd like to give you guys a quick rundown of the segments in today's show. But before we start, some more news from the office.
Preseason is underway for middle school, high school, and college, so I hope you're all ready for your first matches and getting ready for the regular season.
If you're not already signed up yet, there's still time, but you have to act fast. If you're not sure if you're currently registered for the fall major, talk to your sponsor and see if there's anything you can do to help.
Here at the office, we've been really busy gearing up with all of our leagues kicking off, and as you saw last week, we're also gearing up with a lot of free stuff for you all.
So we came up with an idea to give everyone a little break and to have some fun.
Before we get into it though, I just want you to check, are you subscribed? Because if you're not, I'll give you a second, don't worry. All right, thanks. And here is the debut of the HSCL Raceway. Hold up. How do we go from an office meeting to the president of our company doing this? Well, it all started with an idea. We should build a racetrack. Okay, so building a real racetrack is a little out of the scope of this project, but what we did have was a lot of boxes. So I recruited some help and we got to work building our own version of a racetrack here in the office. All right, so welcome to the HSCL Raceway. So you begin by selecting your chair and then you make your way to the start line where we'll count you down and you take off down the straightaway, head into HSCL corner, make it through the S-curve and out the end. Okay, and now that the stage is set, it was time for me to select a chair and lay down a baseline lap time. For the first heat, we have Mike, our national sales exec, Peter, our head of partnerships, Ben, our director of customer support, and Mason, our CEO and co-founder. For the second heat, we've got Jason, our president and COO, Darlene, the competitive special projects, Bo, the community manager, and Tyler, the front-end engineer. So after it was all said and done, Jason did end up winning. Yeah, this guy. It's honestly hard explaining to people that this is my job sometimes, but I'm definitely not complaining.
I hope you all enjoy these inside looks into the office here. When you support our league and content, you aren't feeding some giant corporation. You're allowing all of us here to have the opportunity to keep working hard every day to build the esports community we all want.
Speaking of community, I think it's time to show off this week's biggest fails. At number 5 this week, we've got anyone who's just tried to survive a game of Among Us.
This time, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna survive right to the end.
At number 4, we've got a Valorant clip which proves why us gamers have trust issues.
One enemy remaining.
He's in this one.
Oh, I slowed us. I'm sorry.
Stim begin.
Knife fight, knife fight, knife fight.
Wait, knife him, knife him. Don't kill him, don't kill him. Wait, watch.
At number 3, we've got an Among Us clip, which is just everyone's reaction to this game. At number 2, we've got a guy who pulled out a sniper but forgot to put real bullets in it.
Higher or lower? How?
And at number 1, we've got a Rainbow Six clip with someone who's probably never going to be invited to play ever again.
On your side!
The diffuser has been secured. We'll drop the diffuser.
Please remember that we need all of you to submit clips to be featured. Just go to our Discord and head to the submission channels and we will review them and you might make it on the show.
You know, we also love to keep you all updated on what's going on in the esports world, and this week there was a lot going down. Take a look.
Welcome back everyone to This Week in Esports, and we had a very big week in esports. The first major story is Rocket League is now free to play, which is huge. How huge, you might be wondering? Well, right after it went free to play, Rocket League started seeing a massive spike in users, all the way to the point where they got over 1 million current players on the game. That is incredible. That's insane. Very few games have ever done that. Obviously, some of that hype is going to die down, but what that shows is a really strong future for Rocket League. Rocket League's an amazing game because it's so easy to understand, so viewers love it, but the skill cap is so high. To master that game takes so much effort and so much work, and anyone that watches it can understand when a player has put in that time and energy. So I'm really excited about Rocket League. The future it holds, 1 million concurrent players also equals probably a lot more money in the professional scene this coming year, which means a lot more opportunity for kids to go to college for this and just to compete in general. Speaking of tournaments, we had a very interesting tournament take place this week, and that was the AI DOTA competition. It's called Bot TI3. Essentially, it was a bot AI competition that was streamed on Twitch to over like 6,000 concurrent viewers. It was basically just a fun tournament to kind of kill some time in the Dota scene until the professional scene kicks off. I watched a little bit of it, and honestly, it was pretty interesting to watch. So I don't know, there you have it, AI esports. So the final big news this week was the former CEO of Blizzard Entertainment established a new publisher called Dreamhaven. And within the publisher, they have 2 in-house studios, Moonshot Games and Secret Door. It sounds like their main motive behind this new publisher and studios is to put the community first. They were tired of seeing games not being supported, from the publisher level, and they really wanted to introduce games that are very community driven. And hopefully a little bit more transparent. You know, we're moving into that day and age. People like to know what's going on with the publishers, and they like to know that their voice is heard. So it sounds like that's a really big priority of this new publisher and these new studios. I don't think they've announced any games that they're working on yet, but we'll keep you guys updated. And that's going to do it for this week's biggest news in esports.
With so much going on, it's honestly hard to keep up.
Speaking of changes, you may have noticed in our Discord, we introduced a leveling system a little while back. One of the hidden perks is that once you get to level 20, you are eligible for a creator highlight segment, if you're a content creator.
Actually, for this week, if you're an Overwatch enthusiast, we might have something in store you're gonna like. We checked out Francine on Twitch, who's an Overwatch streamer in Baptiste main. Check it out.
Come on. Come on, load. Load. Oh my god, this thing never works when I need it to.
Yep, that's me. Getting tilted once again because my MacBook won't load my games properly and is holding me back from living my streaming dreams. Please, Valkyrie. I'll wait for you,
Yo, I'm gonna push tag on. I got primal.
I'm gonna look for bomb.
Where she's tagged? At least some female streamers, like Overwatch player Francine, get to live out my dreams for me.
Chasers half. Can kill her.
Fran is an incredibly skilled player, having reached top 500 in the game. While she's an amazing streamer to watch for content,
What's your favorite flavor? Cause I think my favorite flavor in terms of like fruit flavored stuff is strawberry.
she also has plenty of highlights as well as tips on how to climb on her YouTube channel.
Baptiste's recoil moves directly upwards in a straight line, so aiming for the neck increases the amount of headshots you'll get.
In addition to playstyle tips, she even addresses how to deal with toxicity as a female player.
This guy is a... Wani, listen.
Like if you're gonna make a super fan like that and you're gonna make fun of my rank, like what? You're 124 and you made a super fan.
Listen, I'm sorry you'll never climb above GM, but blaming others is not the reason why we lost that.
Yeah, your pick's like 44, but you can like, literally just say only 42 and you lose it all.
What? Bro, My lowest SR is literally higher, 400 SR higher than your peak.
While she doesn't directly say how to handle players like these, being confident in your own ability and knowing what you're capable of was enough for her to put the toxic player in their place.
Stay point, stay point, stay point, stay point, don't see 90. It's overtime, it's overtime. It's winnable.
By keeping her cool, Fran and her other teammates were able to secure the win. For more content, you can check her out on YouTube, Twitch, and even Twitter. Thanks for watching. I hope you all enjoyed the clip and maybe picked up on a few pointers from her playstyle. I know I did.
Oh, I didn't know you played Overwatch.
What?
All right, then. Moving on to our next segment. It's always the most requested, and that is this week's top plays. Number 5 this week, we have a Valorant clip showing off the proper way to use your abilities.
One enemy remaining.
At number 4, we have a Fortnite clip of Hyperdrive just being better.
80 white, got him.
Nice. I'm holding B.
Finish.
Yeah, finish.
Cracked.
Kid on me.
I hate this game. I boxed him.
Yeah, they got out.
No.
Hit 180 white.
Crack.
Nice, Hyper, you're good, bro. You're good.
At number 3, we have a 200 IQ Warzone play. At number 2, we have what your aim could look like if you start using AimLab. And at number 1, we have a CSGO clip with a little reminder. If you're in a tough spot, just pick up an op.
And that's going to do it for this week's episode of the Generation Esports Report.
If you enjoyed the show, please let us know on Twitter or Instagram, and you can tune in here every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific for the premiere of each episode. But for now, we'll let you get back to the grind. You need to do, people liked your Donald Duck impression.
Really?
Do you have any more hidden talents?